First and foremost, yo, welcome back to BlitzPackage. I'm your host, JUS Blaze. What's going on, fellas? I'm here with Knight and I'm here with PAT. How y'all fellas doing, man?
Feeling good, man.
Hey man, great, great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, great out here. Man, easy on the way. He's gonna jump in when we jump in. He's gonna do like double dutch, get in when you can get in. Before we get into the aftermath of this weekend with this college stuff, let me tell you what got me upset before the games even start playing. Okay. And I know it's nothing we can do about it, but look, this is getting out of hand and ridiculous. Yo, midweek, I saw the report from the transfer portal. There are 2,707 players in the transfer portal currently. And that was as of midweek. Okay. Only 30% of these players getting picked up each year. And then we got players that play a year, transfer, play another year, transfer. Like, they got to do something with this portal, man. You shouldn't play 3 years and play for three different schools. They gotta do some wheeling it in. I'm not saying go away with it, but they gotta wheel in to do something to put a cap or control on these transfer portals, man. What y'all think? Am I just crazy or am I just are y'all agree with me?
Well, I'm not gonna say you crazy, Terrell, but I will say this. College football is much like the job market. It's very shaky. You got a lot of people exiting jobs and leaving jobs, but don't have an opportunity to really catch up and get another job. So you can flood the transfer portal all you want to with all these guys coming from different schools, different conferences, Division 1, Division 2, whatever it is, but everybody's not gonna get picked up, even with the addition of folks, schools having to drop their roster to 105, slim pickings. You might want to stay where you at, cuz, especially this in this economy.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I'm glad you run the point up, night because we even got to the point that every school is gonna have to cut 40 players off their roster, even with the transfer portal. They're cutting PET, if you didn't know, they're passing a law that's gonna make all college rosters have to be at 105 instead of 145, which is where they currently stand. So
So,
they're gonna drop players, and then you got over almost 3,000 players in the transfer portal already.
so to my understanding, it's gonna make it even harder for like a high school freshman to even get on a roster with the amount of people transferring or entering the transfer portals. Uh, you know, to me, it's defeating the purpose, right? Because the natural transition is middle school, high school, college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, but once you get to college, it's almost like a business. It's like NFL esque where you can ask to be traded or what I'm saying, become a free agent yourself. And now you taking up a spot for somebody else. And with them decreasing it down from 145 or 144 back to 105, that's even less spots. So, I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a lot of uh, you know, 2 and 3 stars end up having to go to FCS or Division 2 just so they can get on the field. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. To me, it's not. It's all messed up. It needs to be regulated. I get that, but it's defeating the purpose, man, of the natural transition of the student athlete. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's definitely more of a business now, and to me, it's more hurt than it is help at this point. Before, I could see where you can make an argument that, hey, transfer portal allows more opportunity for a player that sat the bench to go start somewhere else. Okay, but now it's kind of crazy.
I mean, I'll say this, Pat, and I agree with some of what you say, and I disagree with others. Right? They make JUCOs for a reason,
Yeah, I mean,
and
but
it's like everybody's not cut out, everybody's not fit, everybody doesn't benefit from going to a larger school, even a Division 2 school, because you got some huge Division 2 schools. You know what I'm saying? So when you have those schools like say York Tech, Midlands Tech, things like that, who allow students to transition into the bigger schools or the bigger scenes a lot better, and they'll be more successful But like my uncle always told me, it don't matter where you go. If you're good enough, they're gonna find you. So if you got to play Division 2, go to an HBCU and play ball and ball out. Like, but I don't think coaches, agents, analysts do a good job of continuously breaking down those statistics of how many kids can actually play high school ball, how many kids can actually play college ball, and once you get past college, how many of those individuals will actually be able to walk on the field as a practice guy or a squad guy in the NFL.
Nate, I get what you're saying. I get what Pat's saying. But I'm gonna bring this up just to kind of cap this up, and this I want y'all to hear me on this. Pat said talking about the 1, 2, and 3 stars, but that also hits the walk-ons too. My school has a famous walk-on who was able to not get drafted in the NFL and actually earn a starting job in the NFL for a couple years before he got hurt. I mean, honestly, the safety for Texas currently in the playoffs was a walk-on, and he was able to get second team All American this year. But if you ain't got walk-ons, you're not getting your opportunity. I mean, former running back for Alabama, Najee Harris was a 3-star running back. Travis
I,
Etienne was a 3-star running back that got opportunities. Like we gonna start cutting the pool real quick.
but I think they're going to restructure it in a different way so that they won't be one of the 105s, but still have an opportunity to be a part of the team.
Okay.
And say somebody uh, who it may be significant or insignificant gets hurt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like Florida State, last year, y'all went through 13 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, y'all had them. You know what I'm saying? And I may be exaggerating the number, but the point I'm making is if you got to cut your roster down 40 people, you still going to have some additional depth somewhere.
So you
Think
mean
they're gonna
They may have
like
to
a
recall it or
practice
rename it
squad?
something different.
they're gonna have a JV squad. They're gonna have a legit
Right.
college JV squad where players that didn't make the 105 gonna be a part of the team, but they don't get to play unless you get called up. I hate to say it, we're gonna turn to high school. You're gonna get a varsity and JV squad. Mm-mm. All right, before we move on, what's up, Easy? What's going on?
Man, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Planning.
What's going on, Malcolm B?
Hey, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Your boy. I mean, hey, it's a rough day yesterday, but we here, man. We here for the get down, man.
Or lay down or die down or however they did it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's what we want. Before we get to the aftermath of the first round of playoffs, I do have a question for y'all because media been talking and everything like this. This real talk. Two questions, a two-part question. One was Jeffrey robbed? Should Hunter have won? That's part one. This is part one. And part two of the question is, would Hunter have won a Heisman if he still had the same stats but was still at Jackson State? Part one and part two.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in here real quick, but man, part one, I say that Hunter deserved to win the Heisman. He got probably more than 100 first place votes, more than Alshon Gentry. He had a heck of a season, but we talked about it, man. The running backs and the quarterbacks, really the quarterbacks pretty much have been housing all of the Heisman awards and running backs. So it's kind of hard if you're not a running back or a quarterback to even get it. But I think, it's something like he said, he's a two-way player, man, something that has not been seen. But Gentry, he had a great season. I
Okay.
don't think I don't think he got robbed. Part
Okay.
two, if he was at HBCU, he's not getting it, man. He's not getting it. If you're not at a Power Five, they're not gonna respect you like that.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. PAT look like you want to jump in, man.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I think that I don't think Gentry got robbed. I think he could have easily won though. You know what I'm saying? But just like Travis, 1A, 1B. I will say this, if for part two of the question, Travis does not come close to winning it at an HBCU. You know, um, and that's unfortunate. I think he gets drafted high. I think he's a first rounder still, perhaps maybe late first rounder, but I don't think he sniffs the Heisman. Um, so that's
Okay,
just especially with Genty and Shador and whoever else, out there at these Power Five schools or D1 schools. Nah, he doesn't sniff it. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing they're gonna say is he ain't playing nobody and there's no competition. So
fair enough. All right, Knight, you got any thoughts, man? You could.
I believe Trav should have won, hands down. Right? If he would have stayed at Jackson State, he may have been in talks, but may not have made um, ballot for consideration. But my question is, and it goes back to like where the Heisman derived and the statue itself, who it is, and what their positioning was on the field, right? I get that the quarterbacks and the running backs and wide receivers, but I also think it's very important that him being a two-way player kind of made it even better. Like it kind of stamped and solidified his footing as the overall Heisman winner. No, he wasn't the best wide out. No, he wasn't the best corner, but he was good in both positions. So I think he deserved it. And again, being say at Jackson State, he may have been in talks early on or through the duration of his career, but he would not been in New York as a finalist. He might have been a spectator, but would have been a finalist. And that's
Okay,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. So it's time to get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna do these. We're gonna talk about these games in order. So we're gonna kick it off with Indiana going up to South Bend, and they lost by 10. I mean, they did score two touchdowns in 4 minutes in the fourth quarter to make it look a little closer. But but they did look like they were just getting pushed around for a while on the field. So what are y'all thoughts? Because I changed my hot take because I knew we are gonna get over some things and I'm gonna bring up some points. But yeah, so what are y'all thoughts?
I feel like, well, Notre Dame, they had full control over the game. It felt like the entire game. Indiana, I don't want to say that they were outmatched, but it just seemed like they didn't have a game plan to make them successful. Um, and Riley Leonard, man, he's a tough quarterback, and they had the run game. I'll say this: if you can run the ball and they can't stop the run, any team is in trouble. Any team is in trouble. So their defense got tired, and it was what it was. I think everybody expected Notre Dame to handle Indiana, even though they had a great season.
yeah,
JT?
yeah, man. Not to take anything away from Indiana season because they had a record breaking season team wise. Um, but you playing the big boys here, right? Um, you ended up going 10-0 at one point, and then you had a couple losses. Um, which was a record team wise for Indiana. I think their best start before that was an 8-0 season. So big ups to them. But you now here you playing the big boys, and we see what happens. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't run the ball. Um, you know, your quarterback, he was a transfer from Western Kentucky or something like I can't remember. He's a transfer, so it's his first year there. You know what I'm saying? And your inexperience kind of showed here in big game, big time game. Notre Dame is experienced in these big games. You know what I'm saying? And they got a lot of tradition. This is what they expect every year. This is a fluke season for Indiana. And I don't want to say fluke because they were tough, but uh, this is what I come to expect. I would expect if Notre Dame would have lost, I would say Notre Dame lost this game more than they won it. You see what I'm saying? Just because of who they are. So that's my take on it.
I think just in the playoffs as a whole, we're seeing teams that we've never seen before. We're seeing teams who have kind of um, entered new conferences and started to play a little different and at a higher level. Um, I think this was a great year for Indiana to kind of show that they are capable. They may be one or two games or one or two players or one or two coaches away from, like Pat said, not being a fluke, though. You know what I'm saying? I think Indiana, in my opinion, in my book, can really turn up to be a Notre Dame esque team. They can shake up and stir up some things no matter where they are. And they've proven that they can win games this season. You know what I'm saying? So I think they might be a new UCF. UCF had a couple year run where they were just playing hard, dominating, disrupting some college teams' hopes of getting to the playoffs. And unfortunately, they couldn't take it all the way. But I mean, they were a great disruptor. So I think Indiana was playing where they're right where they need to be. It's always an opportunity to do better, but I mean, I was happy to see them there.
Yeah, and I would say this, and we're gonna get to other games, but this was to me, the only game that was played on a college campus in the North that neither team was affected by the weather. Two of the other games, I think one of the team, both one of the two teams involved were affected by the weather more than the home team. But we're gonna get to those, and I mean we're gonna get to it next because SCU had to go up to Happy Valley, and I think playing in Happy Valley in that weather messed with SMU a lot. Um, I gotta give credit to SMU's defense for pretty much the first half. They stood up. They only allowed one touchdown in the first half. I mean, it was 21-3, but I mean, Penn State got two touchdowns off of interceptions and ran them back. They stood up for a while, but they couldn't hold up all day. Let's just be honest. And I think SMU's offense was really affected by the weather. Um, and I just think that quarterback was a little over his head in that game. But that's just my 2 cents on that one.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Blaze. And I will say, yeah, the weather may have played a part in that, but they really got just some decisions by a young quarterback that really put them behind the eight ball. And a team like Penn State, you can't fall behind early. They had opportunity to get a touchdown or get convert on a 4th and 3. The quarterback got greedy, ended up throwing the ball behind his receiver. They came back out. The defense stopped them, to your point. Defense played a great game in the first half. He comes out, throws a pick six, comes right back and follows that up with another pick six. And it's hard it's hard for any defense. You play defense. You know it's hard to come out there with that same momentum if you feel like your offense cannot. You can stop their offense because all they could do is really run the ball. You can stop their offense, but your offense is either going to be three and out or they're going to turn the ball over, put you in a bad situation. It's hard to get up for that.
It's hard
It's
to
hard.
know it's gonna be a long night. It's hard to
Yeah.
know that it's gonna be a long night. When you're over there on the water and be like, look, we ain't got that much longer before we gotta go right back on the field. It's
And it's cold.
hard for that. Yeah, and it's cold. It was brick out there. It was 27 degrees at kickoff in at State College. I don't think I've ever played a football game in 20-degree weather.
Weak.
Uh, yeah,
What you say? Hold on. What you say? Hold on. Like, hold on. Like, what did you say?
And
You think that was gonna slide?
he slid that in there, didn't
Yeah, like because I mean, we used to play turkey bowls. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving morning down here. You know
But
what I'm
it
saying?
ain't 27 degrees either.
Thanksgiving morning
he
Mm.
ain't he ain't never
again,
come up.
again, again, again. You know,
Hey,
it
now
ain't that what they be
I
announcing.
played
Well,
down. I
He ain't
played
come
down
on
in
with
the
it though.
city by the lake. You know what I'm saying? I played in the
that's
city by
fine.
the lake, but it still was. It didn't feel like 27. If it was, it didn't feel that way. I'm just
It's
saying.
cold. You know, it's pretty cold. You know what I'm saying? And we don't play it in some cold weather. I think,
Yes.
you know, our junior year, Rock Hill, it was 11 degrees for that playoff game. That 19 degrees, my bad. So it was pretty cold, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you,
So
I
you
don't
gonna tell me
remember
19
that.
degrees in South Carolina is the same as 19 degrees in Pennsylvania?
Terrell, 19 degrees is 19 degrees, brother.
Okay.
Hey, cold is
This is a
cold, bro. Let's be
okay.
real about it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Hey, but
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
just to talk about you know, State College and SMU. Um, SMU to me, I feel like they deserve to be there, right? Conference runner up, ACC, lost in the championship game for ACC. But to me, bro, they just that's another one of them teams that had a great year. They really ain't played nobody except Clemson, and when they played them, they lost. Um, to me, you know, it just showed the level of competition, bro, and they didn't stand a chance from kickoff. So uh, I dare to say it, and I know it's going to cause problems. ACC
Mm.
was weak. This ACC was weak this season. ACC was a little weak, and the two best teams in the ACC made it. One
So
could argue
okay.
Miami, but they didn't make it. But
Okay.
and SMU being conference runner up in the ACC went up against
And
Penn
ain't
State,
neither one of them now.
right? And it
Hey.
just didn't bode well. The ACC just it just didn't work out for them.
Okay. So Pat, I got a question for you, bro.
Here we go.
Because I got a question for you because I knew you was gonna go in this, and I came prepared for you today. Okay.
You can,
So I got a question for you. First question is, do you think with the fact that we have conference realignment and we have very large conferences now, do you think scheduling is even within the conferences?
I think to answer your question this year, no. Within the ACC or within all conferences? What are we
Within
talking
all
about?
conferences, sir. This is not an ACC question. This is a all
Okay.
conference question, sir.
I think it's on a rotation, and I think that some years are easier than others. Some seasons you get a good matchup. You get a good schedule matchup. You play the weak side or the weak opponents, and sometimes you got to play the tough ones. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say that because next season, you know, SMU might have a chance to prove themselves against tougher ACC opponents. You know, but if you want me to answer the question, I think it's even as it can be for the most part.
Okay. Okay. Great question. Great answer. I like your answer, sir. It was a good answer. Second question. Who was the best team in the Big Ten that Penn State beat this year in the regular season?
The bet who Michigan?
No, they didn't play Michigan. That's my point.
So what are you asking me? Did they play
No.
anybody worth talking about? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's
They
exactly
played
what I'm
Ohio
asking you.
State. They played
Right.
Ohio
Okay.
State.
And they
Why don't you?
lost. So I asked who
Right.
they beat.
Right. He said, did they beat? So that's why I didn't
Yeah.
say Ohio State. But uh, so why don't you just ask that? Penn State
I
also
did.
had Penn State also had a easy road, but their conference, by and large, normally has tougher opponents than the ACC would, by and large.
By and
Well,
large?
well,
That's
first,
not an accurate
Uh,
statement.
first off,
I'll holler at y'all later.
That's not an accurate statement, dude. Like, is the
yeah.
conference is held up by Michigan and Ohio State.
Okay, so yeah, um,
So By and large, I mean,
team.
what you try to get you a broadcasting job? What you mean? That's
Here's
not
what I'm
accurate.
saying. Here's what I'm saying.
It's
If we're
been
going to
it's
compare,
been Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State for like forever, and they always
right?
knock each other off. Penn State, the little brother, and it's either Ohio State, Michigan. Michigan
Yeah,
ain't.
but here's
So
the thing. Here's the thing, though. Whenever it's Penn State, Ohio State, mostly it's Ohio State. Let's be real about it. And last year in Michigan, you know what I'm saying? When they would play teams in championship games or college playoff games, normally they gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not they got there, it was an easy road or one loss, whatever. Normally, unless they play in the SEC like Alabama or somebody, or y'all in 2017 or something like that, Ohio State, they gonna win. So that's why, to me, an SMU Penn State matchup, to me, is lopsided. It's heavily favored Penn State. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay, I'll be asking Nate this question because obviously you don't know James Franklin record versus top 15 competition. Like his
Terrible.
game, the
I know
game
he got.
on a game on
I
Saturday
know
was
he
his
got a
first
dub
win versus a top
yesterday.
15 opponent.
I know he got a dub yesterday. Penn State, but come on, let's be honest.
You
Normally,
said
like I
you
said,
said it normally in large
normally
unless
it's
they play in the
Ohio
SEC.
State. I said normally it's Ohio State that wins, right? Penn
Okay,
State, like you said, is always little brother,
okay,
always.
I'm gonna
But
get Nate thoughts on it.
yeah,
this time
I'm get
SMU was, you know what I'm saying, little cousin, and they got whooped up on by little brother. So
I'm not denying that. So I'm just gonna get
okay.
Knight in here real quick. I'm not even denying that. Knight, what's going on? What you think, man? What's your thoughts of the game, man? Since you're trying to bow out of the conversation.
I mean, my thoughts don't have to do nothing with the game. It's just look at that Penn State.
Prime
Like
time, baby.
this year, they had two ranked games, Ohio State and Oregon, and they lost both of them.
Well, they actually did win one ranked game. It was versus Illinois. That was the best win opponent was Illinois this season.
and they almost lost to USC.
But USC wasn't even ranked then.
Yeah, it wasn't ranked.
So, but I mean, I'm not gonna say the road for Penn State was like littered with hard fought games, and I'm not gonna say it was necessarily easy. They had to fight their way every Saturday too, but I think that because of opportunities and wins and losses, they had the opportunity to get to where they were, as did every other team and teams that you would think would be considered, right? Um, I want to see how far Penn State goes because they got to play Boise State next, and I want to see how well that defense holds up. So, um, I don't like to speak to other conferences only because I really enjoy my conference, and I know there's a lot of bias with the SEC, but I will take a gander at other conferences and see how well they're doing. There's a couple of teams I like to watch, especially Oregon. I like to watch Oregon, but I'm not upset with Penn State. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that Penn State is a legacy name, whereas SMU is new money. So, and the only new money in terms of being a football squad. Now, them folks at SMU,
They got money. Hey,
they
look,
got long cheddar, but
hey, SMU on the way. I'm telling you, they done start NILs, man.
Mhm.
I don't see that money flowing.
They got
look,
money, and you got when you perform like they perform, you're gonna start to get recruits because they looking at it like there's a couple pieces that away, and you're gonna get some good recruits off that.
oh, so they
Hey,
coaches are open to NIL deals and transfer portal. I digress.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, actually, they had a lot of transfers on the squad this year. I actually ended up talking to an SMU guy when they were here in
And
Charlotte
walk right
on the
into that.
No,
actually,
hey, Terrell,
actually, they
Terrell,
did
hold
have
on,
a
hold
lot
on,
of.
hold on, Terrell, hold on, Terrell,
no, it's
Terrell
called
and
pivot.
Pat. I will say this. I will say this.
Pivot. It's a pivot.
I go for low hanging fruits, and that is all.
Pivot.
That is all I go for.
It's a pivot.
And
The easy dub.
usually, and I'll speak to this
Hey,
nine times out of 100, easy is speaking high level, and there's no low hanging fruit. But that ninth time out of that 100th try, I'm snagging that mug. I'm getting it.
All right, we going for it. We good. We in there.
Oh Lord. Hey man, look, man. Look, man. Coach opened the transfer portals and NIL. Y'all just don't understand how he work. Hey, speaking of that, we're gonna get to the next game in order. Like I said, we're gonna talk about these games in order. We're gonna get to Clemson in Texas, the game that the only game in my opinion that even looked close at one point this weekend. But Clemson did lose the game by 14 because of a goal line stand at the end. Um, but I had to talk easy off the ledge yesterday. I talked easy off the ledge.
100%.
I talked easy off the
100%.
ledge yesterday and everything. But it is what it is. I mean, Texas was able to do something that normally Clemson is able to stop, but this year has not been a good year. We have not been a good run defense this year. And Texas was able to get two long runs off and everything. And Knight, fix your face, man. The game did look close up and down at some points.
So
Okay.
in nice defense, as I'm hearing you say that and watching nice expression. Um, Now, as far as trying to keep the game close, the team did a really good job at that. But I don't think Texas at no point felt threatened that they was finna lose that game. Now, you were 100% right on a lot of things that you said about the same issues that we had going into the game were the same issues that showed themselves during the game. I feel like our offense played better than they have been playing. TJ Moore getting involved. We started to force the ball to Bryant Westco a little bit. We were having issues when the run game because Maffa was hurt. And then we started trying different things, right? Jarvis Green got in, Keith Adams Jr., you trying things with Adam Randall, but we really got the receiving core involved, and that's something that we talked about before the game. But the issue was, like you said, run defense,
Run
line
fits.
play.
Run fits. Let's talk like we know how to watch film. Run
Okay.
fits. Okay.
Fits lack of tackling, a lot of arm tackling situations.
Run
Uh,
fits, that's still run fits.
yeah, Goodwin defense showed itself today. I mean, yesterday. That's all I'm gonna say. But them boys did play with heart, and I did say that they didn't show that they were competing, and that's not the right word to say because there was an opportunity at the end before we let that long run go. But I mean, hey man.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna say this easy. I heard everything you say. I'm gonna say this before I bring Knight and Pat in here. This is the only thing I'm gonna say at this moment. Because Pat got a look on his face that he got a freaking problem. And I'm gonna say this, okay? Hear me out when I say this. Okay. Texas has the number one defense. Before they played Clemson, they had given up 4 passing touchdowns all year long. Okay. No one has been able to put up 400 yards of offense on them. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. Come on, PAT, because we got to get somebody else in this conversation. What did you think of the game? Like I said, we're going to keep it short like we keep the other games short. We ain't gonna beat no dead horse. Okay.
Well, I wish the audience could read the chat, boy. Y'all be rolling.
Hey, bro. God.
I'm just here for the banter. Just
That is hilarious.
Now you said he just
Man,
like the
oh
shirt
man.
said for Thanksgiving. I'm just here for the macaroni and cheese.
So, dang, I can't. All right, so let's get back to Clemson because they definitely got clapped up, yesterday. So, I'll say this, man. Uh, Texas was scared in the first 2 minutes of the game when Kublik was throwing the ball to Antonio Williams and he scored. After that, I don't think Texas was really worried. Um, like Easy said. I think that the run game suffered, even though Maffa we know can't is 3 yards in a cloud of dust type running back. In short yardage situations, goal line situations, he is effective. And I think without him yesterday, I think that really affected you. I think it affected the way that you could actually coach that game, that offense. I think with Maffa in there, Texas plays a little bit heavier in the box as far as loading up the box. And I think your play action is just a little more effective with Maffa. I'll just say that. I think your offense suffered. Defensively, like Easy said, missed a lot of tackles, a few PI calls on Terrell hurt you. And
Wonder was
in
horrible.
situations, yeah, situations like that. So while you fought back and had an opportunity, the run defense was so trash. I may have heard Peter Wood's name one time. I saw Wade Woodaz make a couple plays. Other than that, it was pretty trash. I will shout out RJ Mickens because he was all over the field, coming from the other side to make tackles and plays. He played with some heart. But I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it, man. Y'all played better against Carolina than y'all played against these fools. So I to me, you lost when you got off the bus. So
What? Okay, I'm not even gonna go there with you.
That's that game.
Knight, come on in. I'm not gonna go there with him because I said we're gonna
what?
keep it quiet. Pat, that's dumb. That's literally a dumb comment.
What you mean? Your
First
That's
off,
a
players, your
dumb
players didn't
comment.
come. No, no, no. Your defense didn't have heart from snap one. Snap one, your offense may have been came to play, but your defense, I don't know what was going on. And you can choose not to agree with me, but we both watched that game. Easy, I was with you watching it. Your defense did not.
That's still a dumb comment, Pat. That's just
Oh,
that's just
oh,
that's
that's
a
your
dumb
opinion.
comment.
That
Hey,
is your opinion on that
we, could,
comment,
we,
bro.
we couldn't we
What I
couldn't
saw, your
Hold
defense
on,
had
let
no.
Knight say something. Knight
no,
trying to get in here.
I'm going to address Mr. Patrick Allen, right?
I
See
don't.
me in my office tomorrow morning for a sensitivity training because we have two individuals who are very sensitive regarding the game. I
Knight,
digress.
shut up.
But
I'm a mute Mike.
this is my
Hey
take
man,
on
did they take y'all shoelaces last night? I hope they
No,
did.
nah, I'm good.
this is my take on the game. Um, as always, I like to see hometown
I
young
want to
men
hear the truth.
play at different levels of the game. So shout out to Antonio Williams, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Murphy Holloway, you know what I'm saying? Hometown guys, right? Irmo stand up, right? Now, me being an SEC guy, I will just throw this little anecdotal tidbit in, right? Clemson is 0-3 in the last couple games
Oh
against the
wow.
SEC team, and they haven't won a playoff game this decade. Um, and yes, Terrell, I'm talking about 2020 and on. But I'm just talking trash because I expected better and I didn't see better, and I was happy to see that Texas won. The defense was not there for Clemson. The offense was gathering, but it's one guy, number 8. I think his number is number 8. Um,
Adam Randall.
I think so. He didn't really show his face much after he got juked out of his cleats by Lenore Sellers on that last run against Carolina, right?
No. You talking
No,
about
that's not who you talking
you
about.
talking
That
about you talking
zero
about number
eight.
0.
You
Okay.
talking about zero?
Carter.
That's not
You talking
8.
about
It's
Derek
Yeah,
zero.
Carter.
I
Yeah.
mean, well, all he saw was infinity, so he had them double zeros, so it makes an 8 when you turn it sideways. But
What?
I really hadn't seen much out of him, and I was expecting him to do more the last 2 games. Um, and this is my first time seeing this in a very long time, or really ever, that Dabo isn't coaching fiercely, and that troubles me. That really troubles me because I've seen him coach fiercely. Say if you had a miraculous season and you come out, you might lose one game, maybe one game in the season, and after that game, he's coaching differently. But you've had 2 losses in 3 games, and it. I just don't. Where is he? Like, is he? And I'm not trying to be funny, easy. Like, where's his mind? Where's Dabo at this moment? Like, for real.
I,
Like,
I
I'm just
agree.
coach.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying because he's always had when we were making those championship runs, he's always had Brent Venables there, right? So it's been good cop, bad cop scenario. And I mean, to be honest, when you have, it's just like Saban, right? When he was winning those championships, the coaches he had move on. And then he has to kind of recycle that whole philosophy back. But now, one, everybody's adjusting to this NIL, everybody's adjusting to the transfer portal situation. So every team that you're gonna play is going to be decent, right? People using transfer portal, recruiting is recruiting now. So, I mean, one, if you got players that are hurt, like Maffa was hurt, right? If we're all being just being honest, we could tell from the last couple of games something was not right with him, right? And then Jay Haynes got hurt, so we knew we was going to struggle with the run game. But at the same time, like we always say, next man up. And you right, when mistakes are made, Dabble used to be in people's face just like Brent was. But you got that Wes Goodwin mentality, the kumbaya all as well. And, the players don't seem to be responding to that.
I'm
They
gonna say this,
don't.
like, this to that point, easy. And I'm out here stuttering like Stanley, right?
Mhm.
I had an old coach once tell me, I'm gonna get in your behind on Saturday, but we can always go to church on Sunday.
Yeah. And to Blaze's point, it's hard to be behind a coach as well that has not played the game, right? Wes didn't play the game. So it's hard to, yeah, the X's and O's, but just the mentality that you got to have and all that being on the field, it's hard to come behind that and say, all right, coach know what he's talking about. I mean, it's hard. They got some addressing on the coaching staff to do as well.
Absolutely, I agree, easy. And I mean, you got look. Sometimes you got to start in the warehouse before you can make it the CEO.
There is only one coach to me that really needs to be addressed. Like absolutely no hands down. I mean, no bars down. This period. And there's one that I would question mark. Wes as a linebackers coach, like I told Easy when I talked to him off the ledge, Wes is not a bad play caller. That's why he got the job. And I mean, it means something when Dabo has to outbid Venables to keep that man in house. Because Venables wanted to take him to Oklahoma. Okay, he had to outbid him, but the dude does not coach linebackers well. He does not coach linebackers well, not from what I can see, because for some reason this year Barrett Carter just disappeared as a season. Not as 1 2 games like Knight said he wanted to see more the last couple games. He as Clemson fans we know he has disappeared this whole entire season. Um and then I mean I got a question. Honestly I
Let
got a
me.
question Spiller. I got a question Spiller, you know. But I mean
Oh, let me get in here, T, just to talk about the run game. I know you on Spiller right now, running back coach. Um, I fought Dabo for your run game, right? In the past, when you've had players that got hurt, like let's just go back to number 9, uh,
Wayne
played with
Gallman.
Wayne
well,
Gallman. Gallman got hurt. Who was up next? Who's up next? Who's after Gallman?
I
Even
Lynn
remember.
J.
Travis, wasn't it?
Lynn
Travis, right?
J. No, it was not Travis.
Well,
Yeah.
even Lin J. You could have used Lin J yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You had depth at that position, is what I'm saying.
And I
You
would tell
had
you just like I told
players.
Easy, that's inaccurate.
You, you trying to tell me y'all didn't have depth at the running back position?
So
No.
to, after discussing it with Blaze yesterday,
Okay,
like we really
you
didn't
had
have
Gallman and
the
Travis on the
problem
same
was
team.
No, we
no,
did
no,
not,
no,
because they
no,
both
no,
wore
they
the
were
same number. They
they
never
both were
played
the same.
together.
Yeah.
Well, he
They
was
never
right
played
behind
together.
him.
No, they had a year in between them. They did
Yeah.
never play
So,
together.
so
Stop
who was
talking
your?
about my team like you know who it is.
Yeah,
Why
we
you
know you're
so why
playing,
you so emotional, bro? Calm down. We
bro.
trying to be objective here.
All we said,
I know, I'm
all
giving you a hard time.
I'm
your
just trying
point,
to,
the point you're
darn,
trying
I
to
thought we was talking football. I didn't
the
think we was
point you're
talking
trying to
film.
make, the point you're trying to make, Pat, is the fact that when we had Travis, when he would come out for reps, you had Lin J, a fresh back, to go in. right? It wasn't a 1-2 point punch like we had with CJ
And Davis.
and Davis. It hasn't been a situation like that in a long time.
No, like I told, I was being funny, Pat, but we really talking football. Like I told Easy, outside of CJ and Davis at the same time, we had Jamie Parker and Ellington at the same time. That was the only one that Dabo coached because
Hmm
he wasn't the head coach when we had CJ and Davis.
But
Outside of Ellington and Parker, we've only ever had one duo at a time, which was last year when we had Shipley and Muffa. Every other time we've had one big back, and behind him it was a couple players as committee that gave them a little rest, but nobody that was like, oh, he gonna be the next guy.
And in fairness, okay, yeah, you had Shipley and you had Moffa at the same time, but in
Yep.
fairness, this year we had Moffa and really Jay Haynes started to come on, but he just got hurt, right? And he had Keith Adams, he didn't really get no burn. And this is probably Jarvis Green, his first time even touching the rock.
And I would say this just to agree with Pat, so we can move on to the next game. I do fault Dabo because in games early in this year, he should have got them other backs more touches, but not because we actually have it. He should have seen what we had earlier, is what I'm saying.
I
Hmm
agree. And in the past successful seasons that Clemson has had, they've been able to rotate their roster and get them game reps. But y'all
Yeah,
were not in positions to do that this year due to playing from behind a little bit and trying to win games, stay in games, build leads, so to speak.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm looking right now at your running backs, right, and I see I mean, you got Feaster, he was serviceable. You got Ray, he was there. With Feaster, he was there with
Ray Ray what? Ray Ray what?
Ray McLeod was playing,
Mm, he's a
receiver.
receiver.
nah, nah, he's running back.
What's Ray Ray's last name? What Ray Ray are you talking about?
Ray McLeod.
No, Ray McLeod is a receiver, not a running back. He's never played running back. He
He
never
came to
played
y'all
running
as a
back.
four star. He
He
was a four
returned
star running
punt.
back. He was a
He
four
was.
star running back when he got to
Hold
y'all.
on,
He
hold
was
on,
a four
hold
star.
on, hold on. Pat, yes, he was recruited as a four-star running back. When he got
Yep.
put on campus, they moved him to wide receiver. He never played running back, sir. He never took
Mm,
That's
snaps
why
as a
that's
running
why he's
back.
playing receiver in the league right now.
he's not a receiver
He,
in the league.
yes, he is.
He's a running
He
back.
is. What are you talking about?
He's a gadget. He plays for Atlanta, bro. Have you
Yeah, he's
watched?
a receiver.
Yes, he's a
He's
receiver
like
for.
a third string running back. Come on, man.
All right. All
Okay, I
right.
got a question. Is Debo a running back or a receiver?
Debo is a gadget
Okay, thank
player.
you. I digress. Let's move to the next game.
Let's go, man.
Okay, we gonna talk about this the last game of the
Hey,
night. We
hey,
we
bro.
got
Hey, man.
what?
Hey,
We
nighttime,
moving on.
nighttime, nighttime. Boy, hit dog a holler, won't he? Hey.
Hey, tell Nino Brown to be quiet. Let's move on, man.
Hey, I thought Pat said we can tell the truth. I'm just trying to tell the truth. He said we
Hey,
can
bro.
tell the truth.
I'm
That's
looking
what he
at your
said.
roster of running backs, bro, and y'all got some stars up here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, it's
Feaster,
just not the same. My point is the running back room is not the same as it has been.
but the running backs that you
That
are
room is
talking
never.
about were not were not key players at that position.
That's what we're trying to tell
I
you.
talked about one, which wasn't, which was Ray.
Feaster
Okay.
wasn't key at the position either.
You had Choice, you had Feaster,
Hey, okay. All right.
you
We
got
got
Lin J, you got
I'm
Lin J
trying. I'm
who
trying to move
dabbled
on
let
the
walk.
subject.
I mean, we can move on. I'm just letting you know
Try to.
if you can't agree, that's fine. But your running
It's a
back room is not the same as it has
it's
been in the
it's
past.
a
talking about.
it's a it's a reason why Feaster transferred and went to South Carolina because he got
I
beat
get it.
out because he kept getting beat out.
I
He's
get it. Mike
not
Davis
good.
too.
He
Mike
wasn't
Davis too.
good.
I get it. I get it. I
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
You talking about
So
yeah,
the cap off the playoff weekend, we had Tennessee going to the horseshoe. Okay. Now you shake your head. We gotta talk about everything, man. Tennessee went to
Well,
the
the
horseshoe,
ass.
and
yo,
I would say that game was over before halftime.
that might have been switched to.
You know,
extension cord. Um,
had the players on the field and the people in the stands talking about SEC who. I mean, they was out there, talking real Debo, real
yeah.
tough. Okay.
See, the problem with Tennessee is Tennessee, they boosters and everybody, they got money, right? But they have not been in the college football playoff era, they have not been relevant, right? So making it there to the playoffs, the 12 team playoffs, to make it there in the first game, you just get mud stomped. And Ohio State, I mean, Ohio State is good, but at the same time, man, they just lost to a Michigan team that was one dimensional.
Yes.
So,
They
it
lost
just
to a 5-loss Michigan team that was one dimensional, who most likely gonna get curb stomped when they play Alabama. Okay.
hmm I can agree with that.
I'm sorry, I'm still disappointed in that matchup. I really would love to have seen Alabama and Miami play instead of
Yeah.
putting the two brands together, Alabama and Michigan. We're gonna put these brands together.
Yeah, that would have been a better matchup. They should have done
But
that for
hey,
the
well, I mean, everybody got a chance. I mean, hey, Knight, you got any thoughts about this Tennessee Ohio State game? Like,
Yeah.
really? I know we're taking jokes, but yeah,
No, like I said earlier, like it's a lot of newcomers to the playoffs, the college football playoffs, right? So, including Indiana, including Tennessee, um, you're getting introduced, getting what you getting, and a lot of these old names, these legacy teams, are showing why they're legacy teams. Um, Ohio State hasn't been as good as they were in the past, but I mean they're still a good squad. Tennessee, they show a lot of favor when favor is shown to them. Last night they were not favorable. They volunteered an ass whooping, and they received it, belt to ass, bad. Like before, they had like 8 minutes left in the second quarter, and I was like, boy, just go ahead and turn over the sticks. It was 21-0.
Get off the sticks. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else get a shot.
Right.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. And as far as these matchups go, we all know that this first round could have had some better matchups, man. But Ohio State, I mean, they kind of showed they was like, hey man, nah, we not playing with y'all. We not playing with y'all today. We coming in here. We know y'all SEC. Y'all got a lot of hype. You Tennessee, it's 9-8. You know what I'm saying? Typically, the 9-8 matchup, you have a better game, but Ohio State clearly was not having it. That clearly was not having it, and they just like Nighttime said, belt the ass. You know what I'm saying? Take your butt whooping and go on back up the Rocky Top or
okay,
down the Rocky Top or
yeah,
over the Rocky Top,
whatever
wherever you
way
got
it
to go.
is.
Get on up out of here.
Yo, look,
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
look.
They just happen
Everybody
to be
who
home for
got
Christmas.
into the playoffs should have gotten into the playoffs. Um, Me personally, when I kind of knew who was getting in the playoffs, I'm not gonna lie. I wish the committee had did did what they did with SMU, what they did with Indiana and Notre Dame. I think I'm not saying SU would have had a better chance or even if would have looked different against Texas, but for the state of Texas, having people just drive over from Dallas to Austin, that state of Texas, that would have been good just for the SMU. I mean, it's taken them what 30 years to recover from the death penalty to the point
Yeah,
where they
but
can even be talked about out loud. You know what I'm
are you
saying?
talking about SMU Texas matchup? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm saying I wish they had did it that matchup, and I'm not talking about the game, what the game would have looked like. PAT. I'm talking about that would have been good for the state of Texas.
Or we not talking about just any one state, right? We talking about the game of football, not just
I
the
understand that.
state. You
I
know what I'm
Yeah, he
understand that.
saying?
was saying that would
Like
have been that would have been
the
a
Clemson the
matchup for
Clemson a
fans.
Clemson South Carolina matchup would have been great actually for the state. You know what I'm saying? And it was good for the state, but what we talking here? We talking about college football, bro. I understand what you're saying.
We're
You
talking
know,
about
let's
yeah.
kumbaya moment. Let's big up the state of Texas. You got Dallas, you got the Longhorns, Dallas and Austin. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's bring money to the state, but that's not
Easy, he not
that
hearing
ain't
me. They
that
did
ain't
it with
college.
Indiana Notre Dame, who haven't played in 30 years. They could have, just like they moved around the matchup, they could have moved around the matchup and had SMU play Texas. Hey, they both in, so we're gonna let them play each other. Is what I'm point.
So what rank was Indiana?
Indiana was what, seventh?
And Notre Dame was what?
75.
5?
If
27.
I'm right,
6?
yeah. Like the way
I
they
mean,
were
that's
seated was not necessarily rankings.
so the way so the, no the way they were seated for the CFB because they told us it was going to be completely new rankings for the CFP
So so
playoffs, right?
so Indiana was 8 and Notre Dame was 5, like I thought.
So the 5 and 8 was going to match up no matter what. So you can't say they moved it around. Is what I'm saying. The 5 and 8 was going to be the matchup, whoever the teams were. You see what I'm saying? It just happened to be today two in-state teams.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody who made the playoffs deserved to be in the playoffs. The only
I wish there was.
easy.
I just wish Clemson had one because y'all boys got no energy. That's all I'm saying.
Who
I
ain't got
wish
no
Clemson did
energy?
win. You know what I'm saying? It's just, oh, the college, it was just good. Every team that made it to the playoffs deserved to be there. Yeah.
Man, everything that we're saying, we're being objective about the team.
We try to
Now,
be objective out here,
like
man.
we could talk about the bowl game Florida State going to. Oh man.
Toilet bowl.
Oh
Bro, I wish I had that energy. Y'all
my
laying down right now, taking it. So I mean,
laying down
Right.
for what?
fight back. You
It,
know what I'm saying? Fight
nah, man.
back.
Nah, man. We're conference champions. We just lost yesterday.
Yep.
Y'all lost in the second week of the season. Um,
Lost in the
and
first week in the season.
first
In
week
in
of the
Ireland. In Ireland.
Hey
yeah.
You know what
man,
I'm saying?
This
easy man. Leave him
championship.
alone. Hey, leave him alone. That NIL money doing wonders down in Florida State. Leave him alone.
Oh, I'm
All them
telling you.
transfers and NILs working well down in Florida State.
For
I'm
all
just
them
happy
future
that
Blitz.
DJ. I'm just happy DJ going to the league. Or think he going to the league.
He think he going to league. He ain't
Well,
going to the league.
I'll say this. At the end of the day, yeah, we lost, but the Clemson brand is still alive and strong. We made the playoffs. We performed well. We'll see what Texas does. If Texas makes a long run, then you'll look back at this game and say, hey, Clemson went up against one of the tougher teams in this whole playoff bracket and kind of held their own. Now, if they go
Well, you
get
can't still add
dog,
yourself. You can't add yourself to the conversation once you've been
Hey,
eliminated.
the Buzz want to be relevant so bad nighttime.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If they gonna get dog walked, then y'all gonna come back. Look how y'all lost to these guys. But anyway, hey man, we're in the transfer portal. There's some positions we gotta address. We know what we need to address and where we need to add pieces. But this is probably the best thing for Clemson football because we're still gonna be in the hunt. We're still gonna be in the
The
hunt.
coaches and players.
What I'm saying is. We won the
Wow.
ACC. We won the ACC on a down year.
What does that
So
mean, though? What does that mean? Y'all get to the playoffs and lose?
we going
I mean, hey, don't talk tonight because I mean it's better to be in the playoffs than not to be in the playoffs.
No, it ain't. Because guess what? The playoffs got y'all where? Winning the ACC championship got you what?
I'm
For your
gonna be
conference.
honest.
Because y'all
Night.
went up against a
Don't sit
team.
there and
Y'all went,
no,
oh,
no.
I
You're not
forgot. The
gonna sit
legacy
there.
teams
No,
in your
hold
conference.
on,
The
hold
legacy
on.
teams in your conference couldn't hold weight like a crackhead.
No. You're not gonna sit there and saying getting to the
I
playoffs don't
said
matter.
it and I'm saying it again. The legacy teams in your conference sat there and played like what? Crackheads. So you had a new up and coming team coming to your conference and test y'all and try y'all. And y'all
They
had to
didn't
kick a
win.
last minute field goal to win against them.
Does it matter about winning?
It doesn't because clearly y'all can't do that on Saturday nights.
Okay, okay, okay. And South Carolina won all their games, right?
Oh, but guess what? We win against harder fought teams, though. Try me on
Oh
that
my
one. Try
lord.
me on that one.
Really?
Try me on that one. And we beat y'all
Hey
in
man,
y'all.
I don't really think you see
Try
I'm
me on
being
that one.
quiet because see we got beat a lot. But you up here talking about South Carolina won all their games. I tell you one game they did win. I know when they
The
didn't.
Florida
I tell you
State
Hey,
what,
game.
a
man, we
blind
would
a
have
Yeah,
won
blind
even if
squirrel
somebody
find a nut
played them in their
once.
house or
A
our house,
blind squirrel find a
Louisville.
nut once. Okay,
Run
that's
that.
all I'm gonna say.
Okay, you can say all you want to, but guess what? Who can be watching the championship? All of us together.
I'm gonna
We
tell
ain't
you
had to. Hey, look, hey, easy. We ain't had to waste no bounty money getting nowhere. We gonna have to carry ourselves back to the house, heads held low.
we'll see y'all in Williams Bryce.
Uh, 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 uh. Hey,
We bad.
easy. Something easy. What the best thing that came out of Ohio State Tennessee game?
What Ryan Day got another shot before he get fired.
No, it shut up Lane Kiffin ass. That's what it did. You ain't
Yeah,
heard nothing from Lane Kiffin for like 48 hours.
yeah.
Hey, Pat, help me out. How many teams left from the ACC? All right,
Hold on, Knight, hold on. You gonna talk about a new team on the block? Didn't Texas come out and beat all the legacy programs to the SEC championship?
but they
You ain't
won
gonna do
though,
that.
and they won last night though, didn't
But I'm talking about the rest of your legacy teams. You want to talk about legacy teams?
they? They were still in the hunt. Because guess what? Georgia still got to play.
Georgia still got to play.
And they ain't beat Georgia.
I mean, but Georgia won't even make it there, so it don't matter.
Oh, but y'all lost to Georgia too, though. That was the first loss
Mhm.
y'all took. To an SEC school. Then it was Carolina. Then it was to Texas.
Hey, easy.
Two
Man,
old
you see
school
how
and
they
one new
always want
school.
to talk about this?
Like my
But
garage.
when we
Hey,
beat all the SEC schools in one year, we beat 3 or 4 SEC schools in one year. They don't
But
want to talk
again,
about
y'all
that.
haven't won nothing in the playoffs this decade.
we
Hey, my
bet.
trophy case still look better than yours.
How?
We
Because guess what? Y'all still couldn't buy y'all way at your conference. Let's
It
stand
still
on
look
that.
better than yours. Stand on that. Your trophy case ain't got nothing in it.
But guess what? Your
Let
your
me
trophy case does what? Your trophy case
let me
does what? Oh, it brings you a whole bunch of lawsuits in the NFL.
um
Oh, get you another injured player and a concussed one. He's sitting there after getting hit.
Oh, I mean, hey, it's
But
different
that's
from
your
having
trophy case,
injury
right?
prone
That's
players
your
that
trophy
can't
case.
don't
Guess
show up in
what?
big moments.
You
You
know
can
as
have
well
an
as I
injury
do
prone
about a
player that don't
trophy.
show up in big moments and cry
You
for the
know as well
ball
as I
and
do about
still
a
don't get
trophy.
it
You know
and
as well
still
as I
get
do
it and
about a
drop it.
trophy. You forget about it, have to go dust it off when time's needed, right?
Okay.
we
But that
graduate
player don't show up in big moments. He digressed in those big lights. But he played in
we
the big
graduate
conference
Oh,
though.
98% of our
hey.
players.
But B. Allen, let's talk about trophy cases.
you
In the
graduate
last 10 years, how many
98% of
Irmo
your
got?
players.
Mhm.
Y'all an academic
In the
school
Oh
last
now.
10
wow.
years, how many Irmo got?
Hey man, we on the way up
Oh
Trophy
though.
wow.
case.
We on the way up though. We on the
Oh,
I
your
thought
rise.
we was
Brother,
talking
your
about
quarterback
college.
gone.
I thought
Your
we
Huh?
was talking
quarterback
about
gone.
college.
We
Your
was.
quarterback gone. Your quarterback gone. Unless
Hey
y'all gonna
man.
do like they used to and have him play for another fifth, sixth, and maybe eighth year of high
Hold on.
school, you
Hey,
got the
hold on,
potential to get back there.
tell me, guys, hold on. Knight said something that I did not bring
Knight
up,
got
and
the
I got
AK out. That's what Knight got.
no.
Going
But he said
down.
something that we need to pick these games real quick. But I gotta say this though, and I can't be the only one that feel this way. Yo, what's up with them granting the quarterback from Vandy another year? Like his JUCO years don't count, and this man about to be on damn near 30 playing in college. Like,
Injuries,
Well,
man.
well,
but they
you
said his 2 years at JUCO don't go towards his eligibility. What?
Hey, man. So
that
this is what I need all those walk-ons and all those high school students to pay attention to. You can potentially play 8 years in college. You go to JUCO first.
hmm
Go to JUCO first. Get nice. Get somebody that wants you. Get you a big NIL deal, bro. You won't even have to go to the league, man.
get
You know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
Hey,
extracurriculars out the system.
that's what DJ did. DJ got all that NIL money. He ain't even got to worry about nothing else.
He wasn't
Yeah,
worried
because
about nothing else, period. Trophy
Hey,
farewell
kids, none
first
of
state.
that.
I'm going to the league.
Trophy kids and none of that. He wasn't worried about that.
uh-oh.
Trophy case.
He going to the league.
Trophy case,
He gonna
big
be
trophy.
working.
Terrell, just remind me the next time the Clemson girls play.
Oh, really? We talking football. Don't do that. We're not
Oh, I thought
going
we were
there.
talking about trophy cases.
Oh, wow. Didn't I say we talking about football? We weren't going there.
Oh, okay. Basketball, men's basketball, women's
Uh-uh.
basketball, and football. We run the state trophy case. I'm just kidding.
Uh-uh. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Moving
Okay,
on.
because the older boy y'all really run is girls basketball. Let's just be honest.
In
Yeah,
other
'cause
news,
y'all forgot y'all had a team.
no, I watched it.
No, watch
When?
game.
Hmm?
No, I'm talking about previous to this year. Because you had to get rid of 2 coaches because y'all forgot they had a team.
Oh, are you still talking about women's basketball?
Well, I was talking about Dabo too.
Uh-oh. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. You know something? You ain't gonna talk about getting rid of coaches. At least
Oh,
we
but
ain't had no coach quit on
I
son
know what it is. I
quit
know
on
what it
us in
is.
the middle of the
I know what
season.
it is. I'm gonna say
We ain't
this.
had no coach quit on us in the middle of the season.
That's cool. New spring.
Hey, we're gonna get to picks in these games, man. And we do got a couple bowl games coming up this week and everything. We got a bowl game that's also very disappointing.
He needs some milk.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. We got BYU and Colorado. Very disappointing matchup. No reason for this matchup to really happen.
Very
Is anybody
disappointed.
gonna pick BYU?
Nah.
No.
Pat man, you gonna take a chance with the BYU?
Nah, bro.
Brigham Young University.
Nah.
Hey, we got Miami and Iowa State.
ACC might get a dub. I'm going Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, give me Miami.
We got Syracuse and Washington State.
I'm going with the orange.
Give me Washington.
Syracuse.
Night, you taking Washington State, man?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, I don't mind being out there by myself.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're gonna
afraid
be out there
to
by
be
yourself. We got Georgia Tech and Vandy.
there. Mm.
I'm going Georgia.
I'm gonna take Georgia Tech on that.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna
take
take
that.
Georgia Tech. I don't know what Vandy team gonna show up.
So everybody pick the same team with the exception of Knight stepping out on the limb and taking Washington State. Okay. All right, round two. We get these round two picks real quick in. These games are all going to be played on New Year's Day, with the exception of the Notre Dame Georgia game will be played on New Year's Eve. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Penn State and Boise will play on New Year's Eve. The other ones are being played on New Year's Day. So you got Penn State and Boise State.
Penn State, man. Even though they can't pass the ball, that defense, I think they're gonna stop that run game.
And these games are at neutral sites, right?
Yes, these are actually bowl games. They are neutral sites. Um,
I'm gonna take Boise State.
Boise they're playing in Fiesta Bowl.
I'm sorry.
Which they're playing in the Fiesta Bowl. They're playing in Arizona.
I'm gonna take Boise State.
Okay. Night,
Give
who
me
you taking, man?
give me Boise State, man.
Hey man, easy. You out there on that Penn State limb by yourself. I'm taking Boise too.
All right.
All right, we got Ohio State and Oregon. They're playing in the Rose Bowl.
Oregon.
Yep. I'm with the Oregon.
I'm gonna go Ohio State.
I'm gonna take Ohio State too. I think they get back.
All right. We got
That boy nice out there in Oregon, Pat.
So what?
That boy out there in Oregon, he nice now.
I know he is, but I feel like Ohio State got to get that get back. You got to, and
But
it
which
means so much
Brian
more.
don't play for Oregon State.
hey, I had a question curiosity. When you say that boy up in Oregon good, which boy are you talking about?
In Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
quarterback.
Trey, you talking about a receiver?
I'm talking
No,
about
I was
quarterback.
asking Knight who he was talking about.
You talking about Dylan Gabriel?
A quarterback.
Oh. Knight, just I got something I want to share with you later about that. But okay. That's why I asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
Um we got Texas and Arizona State playing in a Chick-fil-A bowl down in the limb.
Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas.
Yeah.
And I think we're all gonna take Texas. As much as I would love for Arizona State to win this game, I don't think so. Notre Dame and Georgia, and just for those who may not be aware, breaking news: Georgia's starting quarterback will not play in the playoffs. He will be out for the remainder of the college football season. This game will be played in Sugar Bowl, which will be in New Orleans. But Notre Dame and Georgia.
Give me Georgia, just because.
I'm gonna go Notre Dame, man. Bump the SEC.
Hey, what time y'all play easy?
Man, let's see. We play sometime in August. Let me see what month.
2025.
Hmm?
Hey, I'm gonna take Georgia, man. I'm gonna take Georgia.
We're playing Orlando on the 31st.
Yeah. It's done, ski man. It's done, man.
Mm. I've gone back and forth on this game, guys. I
Remember what
think
you
Carson. I know, but I think I do not see Georgia winning the championship this year because I think
Don't
Carson
get your
Beck
butt whooped. Don't get your butt
Carson
whooped.
Carson Beck is that big of a loss. I'm gonna be real.
he hasn't played
Um,
though.
he's not, but he's bailed him out of some games late. Um, somebody gonna get Georgia. It's either gonna be Oregon or Notre Dame.
Oregon gonna get Georgia, but I think Texas
Uh,
gonna take it on me. Or either Oregon. Those are my two picks for the final.
You think it's evenly matched, Blake?
I think
With
defensive wise, yes. I think defensively, I don't think Notre Dame's defense get credit, but the problem is Notre Dame. I don't believe in their pass game, so I'm gonna take Georgia, but defensively Notre Dame and Georgia are dead even. But Notre Dame, I don't believe in their
you
passing
think
game.
Riley Leonard, even what Riley Leonard showed, that he's pretty much neck and neck with what they got a freshman? They got a freshman starting.
Freshman, they're freshmen. No, I said Notre Dame's defense and Georgia's defense is neck and neck. I don't believe in Notre Dame's passing game, so that's why I'm going to take Georgia. I
Okay.
don't believe in their passing game because Notre Dame's going to come in and try to run the ball against Georgia's defense, and Georgia's going to do the same thing. This game will be low scoring, but I just don't believe in Notre Dame's pass game, so I'm gonna take Georgia. But I don't see Georgia getting past the Ducks. I don't see anybody getting past the Ducks, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Closing thoughts. Get us out of here.
Hey, great season, Tigers. Came up short, but you know, SEC can say what they want, but we held our own. And I don't care. Call me a delusional fan or whatever, man. Go Tigers, man.
No, it's not delusional, easy. We just still playing. It's a great season of football. I really enjoy it, fellas. I can't wait to continue this on. Um, really hope to see all the fans of the Blitz package in
Hey
2025.
man,
We here, baby.
hey man. Looking forward to next season. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't closing thoughts is we was trash. It was apparent game one. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, hopefully we can get prime time down there. I'm campaigning for prime time down in Florida State. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't
Come
coming.
on
He ain't
home,
coming
baby.
home. He ain't
Hey,
coming
Come on
home.
Pat,
home, baby.
Pat, Pat,
Give that up. He's not coming home.
I
You
know
were
it. Hey, I
campaigning
know it,
for
but I can wishful thinking. You know what
no,
I'm
you
saying?
were
It's
campaigning
either
for
Florida State or Dallas. You got to pick prime time. Come on home, baby. We need you.
Pat. You were campaigning for Dolomite in one of his movies. It was two characters. It was HP, who was Hamburger Pimp, and you had Joe Blow, the Lover Man. HP was so bad he'd kick his own ass twice a day. And that's what Florida State did all season long. Kick their own ass.
Hey, bro, when you having water gun fights at practice after you get your ass whooped, it's kind of, hey, man, I was chalked from there. So, hey, it is what it is. You know, DJ Oogadoo can go somewhere else and stink. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, hey Pat man, you gotta have faith, man. Y'all got a dude to quit as a head coach to come back and be a coordinator.
Hey, speaking of faith, New Spring. Join them on Sundays.
Hey man, my closing thought is, hey, look, I'm not even gonna be delusional or nothing. Um, Season did not end the way I wanted, even though we did make the playoffs and everything. But I got belief because 95% of my team is coming back. We only losing 7 seniors on the squad. So that's what's up. That's easy. That's PAT. That's night with all the fight. And I'm JUS Blaze. Hey,
Yeah.
tell a friend, tell another friend. This is Bliss Package. Holla at us.
Get in the weight room, fellas.
Prime time, we need you, baby. Come on home, baby.